Hey everyone, sorry it's been a hot minute since I've done an update. I started going through my paperwork from just the past 4 months, and I need to reorganize it, and I had to stop and do a video. I'll explain why it's taking me so long to do a video, but this is it. This is all my paperwork from the last 4 months, along with 4 different notebooks to sort out everything and a million post-it notes. That's my life, and I need to reorganize it. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's taken me a long time to do an update. Every time I've wanted to do one since the last video, more has transpired, so I'm like, oh, I'll wait till I get answers on this, and then the paperwork's enough, and I was like, I gotta do a video. This is too much. I do want to thank everyone for sharing my video, the private messages I've gotten, sharing it. All the support is necessary. For anybody that knows that I emailed CBC, I did email them. I got the same generic email back, basically from them that everyone else got that wrote them after the Lyme video. So that's just a quick update on that. I have not responded. I'm going to do that after I'm done with what I'm going to tell you guys in this video. I do want to make it clear that this video is not a political video right off the hop. I am a firm believer that we need a little bit of everything in life to survive, which is medical, farmers, education, oil field, you name it, we need a little bit of everything. So I do not want to make this a political post. It is not that with everything I'm saying. This is my own story, my own personal experience, and my own plan. So that's a reminder. Also, any negative comments, please don't do it. So far, that has been not the case. I just want to do a reminder of that. Last video I did was, I was really sick, and I did it true. Once again, no hair and makeup. I'm not as sick. I am in a lot of pain today, which I will go into detail as to why. I did go to emergency on the last video, and if I keep looking this way, it's because I have notes. The emergency visit was frustrating, but also very eye-opening. So I sat in the waiting room for approximately 5 hours. There wasn't a whole lot of people, and I am very supportive and very well aware that there are certain individuals and the priority of when you get seen. However, when there are people going outside that are clearly on drugs, reek like alcohol, they're there for the wrong reasons. And don't get me wrong, some of them have mental health issues, etc., but it is so obvious. It drives me crazy when they go in a room before you as you're losing your mind, in pain. They can only give you Tylenol in the waiting room. That is protocol, 100% understand. But that isn't going to help you. So you wait. Anyways, they're a long time. Finally get in a room. I am losing my mind. And when I say I have a high pain tolerance, I have a really odd high pain tolerance. So I get a couple shots of morphine and a steroid, and the edge finally comes off of me. And I can have a normal conversation with the doctor. No problem. Not higher than a kite. The only side effect I felt from all of that pain medication was when I stood up to leave and I got dizzy. So my nurse was amazing. So was my doctor. The nurse was one of the only medical professionals, actually she was the only one, who felt the lump on my head and reassured me I'm not crazy. The doctor, unless I was having a major cardiac arrest or anything like that, there was nothing that they could do, and she was bluntly honest about that, besides pain management. And we went into my whole story about Lyme disease. We went into all my tests. We went into everything. I am crying. I am frustrated. She was trying her best to be supportive and listening, but there was nothing she could do but experiment. So put me on more painkillers, changed my current medication, and she wanted to try a steroid for 1 week. And I said, what if it works? Short term, obviously. And I hope that gets you into a pain management clinic. I hope that buys you some time. Okay, so I leave. Day 1, 2, 3, higher than a kite, and pain gone. I cleaned my whole house. I organized 2 rooms. I did all these things. Is that a way for a person to live long term? No. I knew that, and I knew the crash was coming, etc., etc. In all this, it gave me enough strength and focus to focus on the bigger picture. I do not remember if in my last video, because I honestly haven't watched it since I posted it. So I did get the referral back from the doctor in a different city a long ways away, like 7 hours. It was denied, which I'll go into more detail. My disability tax credit got declined again. We'll go into more detail about that. It gave me enough strength to kind of organize a little bit more. So in this, also I've had a lot of people message about try this, try that, try this, try that, which is a super common thing with Lyme disease. And the one thing that, after all my research and rabbit holes and everything and what I know, everything's a trial and error in Canada with Lyme disease. And everyone says it's so complex, it's so this, it's so that. The problem with it is we're not killing it to be in remission from the source, which is your bloodstream. And you can do all these different things. You can do a little bit of ozone and a little bit of vitamins, and you can do bee venom, and you can do this, and sometimes it works, and everyone reports that it works, it works, it works. It's temporary until Lyme decides, oh, hey, I'm going to attack this. I'm going to attack this, which has been my case. I've always addressed the symptoms in that specific area. It's everywhere in my body now. And that's what doctors are so confused by. As in, I have side effects from being cured. So anyways, I went down a rabbit hole. I contacted a private clinic to see if from a medical standpoint, if I would get better care going through a private clinic, being heard, and what my expectations are. And they were awesome to deal with, once again, from a city 7 hours away from me. And they were super transparent. I told them my expectations, I told them what I needed, and they went back to me and said, no, like, unfortunately, we cannot provide that support, which fair. Super happy. They were honest. Moving on. So in all that, I went down a couple different rabbit holes, and to do with that doctor referral that denied me, I had sent a letter stating that I'm asking for a reconsideration. They had phoned in less than 24 hours, and this is a Lyme medical doctor. That's what he's known for. So it got denied. They phoned me. I talked to them. They want to help, but I cannot do a patient referral, which I knew. Okay, cool. Go to my family doctor. Complete disaster. First off, I go prior to my doctor's appointment. I go and I give them all the information that I had already sent with my reconsideration letter. They faxed it over. Okay, done. Fax. We're good. It came from a doctor's office. Had my doctor's appointment. First thing my family doctor says is, how can I help you? You wanted this appointment. Just saying. Wondering where my disability for work paperwork's at. Oh, it's handled. Okay. I didn't get it. It was sent to my family doctor's office from my benefit company directly. Then he proceeds to say, your referral got denied. Okay. He's like, yeah, so he must not believe that your Lyme is an issue. 0, 60, skyrocketed. I said, you might want to recheck that. He said, why? I said, I sent them a letter for reconsideration with the proper documentation. Well, what proper documentation? All my current test results. Well, we didn't have those. Yes, you did. So he relooks and it's pending approval. So then he changes to, your condition is too much for a family doctor, so we need to see what this doctor says. I said, okay. I said, so now, well, I'm going to urgently put in a requisition for you to see a pain management doctor because you're clearly in a lot of pain. I said, oh yeah, because I went to Emerge and they put me on a steroid, they put me on this, they put me on this, and it's over. So yes, I'm in an extreme amount of pain. I start crying, full on panic attack in his office. Start raising my voice in frustration. He gets upset with me because I'm raising my voice. Asked me why. I said, because I'm frustrated. Well, why are you frustrated? Because I'm in pain. I'm having panic attacks constantly now. My whole life has changed. I don't know where my long-term disability is. I don't know where my disability tax credit is because the paperwork you sent in got denied. I'm stuck at home all the time. Because of the medication, I can't drive. My relationships with some friends, some family, my relationship even with my own children has changed. I said, I'm not okay. I now have to see a therapist 1 time a week. I said, and my benefits for coverage for that is going to run out by the middle of April. And it doesn't even cover the full thing. So it's a financial burden also, because now that I'm also on long-term disability, you only get 70% of your wage. Well, do you want to go on an antidepressant? I think that's what you need to do. You literally just proven the fact that you would rather throw medication than address the issue, because I specifically asked for 2 different types of antibiotics. Denied. He can't do that. Cool. Okay, sounds good. I said, I need something for panic attacks then. Okay, sounds good. Writes me a narcotic painkiller, changes my gabapentin, gives me more naproxen, and gives me lorazepam for panic attacks. So I'm like, okay, so now what? Well, we wait and see what that doctor says and when you can get in, and I'll see you in a month. Okay, sounds great. So the next day I decide to log into my own little health records thing so it would have been last Saturday. I got approval from the doctor 7 hours away that is a Lyme literate medical doctor. The wait time, I don't know. However, that just proves that you have to fight. Taking anything the medical system says as face value is wrong. You need to ask questions. If you don't understand what test results mean, you need to ask questions. If a referral gets denied, you need to ask why. Or if you have further documentation, you need to ask why. My family health doctor didn't even review my MRI, my nerve test results, or any of my blood work since December with me at that appointment. He has reviewed nothing with me since my appointment just before Christmas where he told me I have cancer. That's the last time. Are you kidding me? It's a good thing I have my Alberta records, blah, blah, blah stuff, the app, because I can literally print it off and do what I need to do with it. So, blood work results. I've had multitude of blood work, ultrasounds, since my last video. Cholesterol, too low. Now it's too high. It keeps climbing. I have to go back in 1 to 2 months to check because it could be like medication induced, which is fair. What am I waiting for? I'm waiting for my CT scan on my head still because he put a headache as the reason, not everything on the right side of my body. Because that's why I went into Emerge, because I completely lost all feeling and my eye was twitching and the water feeling from my head and my ear and down my neck. I'm pretty sure I said that in my video. It got worse. So we'll fast forward to also the disability tax credit update. I sent in reconsideration letter plus all my documentation since October to whenever I sent it in, I forget when. So I'm compiling and updating as needed with that. They're supposed to have an answer by April 13th, with I'm not confident it will be extended. It's just a disability tax credit. I'm not asking for disability for them to cut me a check every month. It is just a tax break. Yes, I have a boyfriend, but I live by myself with my daughter. I also still support, even with one kid living with me, I support 2 other children. On top of that, every now and then, you know, like birthday presents, some sports, if they need this, My oldest, pretty much self-sufficient. However, my youngest, not so much. My middle daughter lives with me all the time. So a tax break would be kind of cool. Just a little bit. I don't even care if it's just 2025 year. I'm not asking for a handout. That's it. Like, that's what I cannot wrap my head around. And it literally sends me off the deep end. We'll go into the mental health part. So I will be maxed out on my benefits for mental health by middle of April. Mental health took months before they called me after my therapist switched. What do you do then? You're supposed to go to a different therapist when the one that you've been working with works for you and is helping you and cares about you. And I need to see once a week. Why? And everyone's going to ask, why do you need to see them once a week? Isn't that excessive? I deal with panic attacks. I deal with severe depression. I deal with, you literally battle. Not that I would do it, but it's there. Made versus living. Pain meds. That life, like, you sit there and you do like a mental calculation. Why doesn't the government and medical system and all of this do all these things like treatment or diagnosis, treatment, disability tax credit, provide additional support for mental health when you're dealing with a chronic illness? All this stuff with your choosing of a therapist, but you have to pay the price. You have to pay out of pocket that you're never going to get back. Oh yeah, you can claim it at the end of the year of your taxes. However, if Lyme is attached to you, it doesn't exist and you can't really claim it. Because there's one year that I did get denied on that on my taxes. I don't know if it's changed. I will deal with that when I talk to my amazing accountant this year. It just blows my mind. I need it. I'm depressed. I'm stuck in my house all the time, unless it's doctor's appointments, this, or if I heavily medicate myself enough to go to a hockey game, that is my son's or my nephew's or whatever, or I try and have a date night. Have to heavily medicate myself to do these things. So, but do you actually remember? Do you take it all in? For example, I went Friday, had a great night, and then yes, I was heavily medicated. I come home and I just completely had a panic attack because of everything that built up that day. what kind of life is that? And then I can't fathom it. And all of this has been weighing on me a lot. It's changed so much. I said that I was going to do a video with an interview with my children. I really wanted to do it with my middle daughter because she is with me the most all the time, and she always has been. She's uncomfortable doing it because it makes her vulnerable. I asked some heavy questions, so I don't blame her, but I wanted to give a real picture of what it's like for a child to deal with a parent with an illness. Because if you think that's hard, try being a parent dealing with a child, which I know there are some, because some moms, some grandparents have messaged me, dealing with a child who doesn't understand why there's no answers. I could not imagine. So I look at my daughter and I know her challenges and I know all that, and I can only imagine being a parent. Reverse the role. Heartbreaking. And not everybody has this money, and you spend all this money, trial and errors and treatment and masking these symptoms, and everybody tells you to try these million different things, and it gets overwhelming because you put a post out asking like, hey, I have this, anybody have any suggestions? And you just get hundreds of messages. Try this, try that, do this. Oh, that doesn't work. Do this, travel here, do that. Oh my God, way too much. I had to stop. I watch it be hard on my boyfriend. He has to watch me be in pain. He's driving me to appointments. He has a job. It's a lot. It's a lot on everybody directly involved in my life. Friends. There are people in my life who don't really fully either understand or don't believe it. And it is heartbreaking because ties are cut. After this is done, I know the ties that will be cut because I know I'm not wrong, and I know that there is something wrong with me, and I know what it is. So I'm going to move on to the light at the end of the tunnel, I hope. Actually, I quickly want to revisit disability tax credit. I was driving with one of my girlfriends the other day, and this is like to emphasize how pathetic our government and our system is. So I was driving with my girlfriend the other day, and she has been approved for disability tax credit, and she got reimbursed years prior for ADHD. Her heart breaks for me because someone who's on disability, who gets the disability tax credit, I phoned for a ride to take me out of my house to go do things. How the hell does that work? She has ADHD medication, and she said I was allowed to talk about this. And I'm not saying that ADHD isn't a thing. However, why is that a thing and mine isn't? We have testing, which sucks. However, we have testing still, so therefore it's a disease in a bloodstream. So why they say it's antibiotics and you're cured, or you have post-Lyme syndrome or whatever the hell it's called. No, it's a thing. So if I have post-Lyme syndrome, we'll go with whatever it is that they want to call it. That means I've had it since the original diagnosis over 10 years ago. So technically, that means it's affected me because if you look at my health records, I've reported stuff for the last 10 years. But I've never been properly treated for those issues. But ADHD, like, she got reimbursed, and she sat there and her heart breaks for her friend who calls her crying, upset, thinking it's not fair. Please come and get me out of the house. I need to just breathe. She has come here before. She has sat with me. She has held me. She has consoled me. She has dealt with her own breakdowns over watching her friend. And she is one of the best writers when she shares my videos. And she has to pick me up. What? And she has to drive me around. And she gets to live her day life with her kids, and she does this and she does that, and she gets to do all the things she loves, and I'm stuck at home, debilitated, bedridden some days. Some days I can't even talk to anyone. I can't do nothing. But she can. And she gets medication paid for. Like, are you kidding me? Anyways, so that's just a good comparison. So I'll fast forward to the light at the end of the tunnel. So I am hoping, and I hope that anybody watching this, if you are religious, pray for me. If you are non-religious, just think about me and hope for the best. I am doing something totally different in Alberta. I don't know Canada-wide, but I'm definitely doing it different in Alberta. I don't want to get excited. I don't want to share the crazy details of what I'm doing because I don't want to be one of those people that says, try this and it's going to cure you or put you in remission. I don't want to be one of those people. But I am going to record before, after, etc., etc., etc. And if this works, if I beat the odds and everything I'm doing and cheating the system, we'll call it, if it works, I'm going to release every video before and after how I felt day to day. I'm going to release it. I am going to release the dosage. I am going to release the cost. I am going to release everything, and I'm going to prove that we can get put in remission and live a normal life for a very long time in Alberta. I've done so much research, so much planning, you name it. I can't explain. That's what I've been doing since my last video. 3 weeks of absolute crazy rabbit holes, phone calls, emails, appointments, you name it. I'm super excited. I am nervous. It begins tomorrow. So I will do updates on generally how I'm doing, but I'm not going to give details because I don't want anyone to try what I'm doing and it not work. Because if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna shut her down, good to go. If it does work, like I know in my heart, in my soul, that this is going to be life-changing for so many people because I am meant to make a difference on this planet. I'm so excited. I am super nervous. I do have a good support going into this. If it goes well, I'm looking at 6 to 8 weeks. If it goes not the greatest, it will be longer or we're gonna shut it down. And I will definitely let everybody know. Anybody watching this that has helped me get to this point of treatment, I just want to say thank you. And anybody that has helped with the actual treatment itself and the costs associated and the travel expenses, because I am traveling for this treatment. I do thank you. I am keeping track of everything everyone's done. I just want people to know that, because if it does work, it would cost us half the price of traveling out of country, and I'll take it. I will raise money. I will do whatever I need to do for people like me to get their life back, because I am done not having my life back. I am done not being myself. I'm done not being who I am and the mom that I should be. Like, I can genuinely say I am happy in my life other than this. So it's really hard to sit back and not be the full you. I do want to share, though, anybody watching this that does have Lyme disease, there are 3 things I've been doing in the morning. It doesn't like make it all better and take everything away, but I am saying that it calms me a little bit. It does not make me as bad as far as depression, puffiness from my medication. So if you are just like me and you are put on heavy medication, this does help with like the puffiness feeling. And anyone that's on an autoimmune, like this goes for honestly all chronic illnesses, autoimmune diseases, you name it, that puffy feeling from medication, it's been helping. So what I did, because even the Merge doctor agreed with me, so I said, how can they test my heart for all the things I report if they're medicating me for the reason my heart would do this, but it still does it. But I'm not on a heart monitor all the time to report it. And so I went and I did some Googling and I did some research on a ton of different options. And this one that I found on Amazon, less than $100, it is a monitor and it's called Check Me. The best thing I've ever bought. It has recorded a multitude of reports for me already. And I think I've only had it maybe 2 weeks, but it's super, it's amazing. So you can either hold it with your fingers or you put it around where your heart is and there's like a left and a right and it comes with things. And you can also even hold it and put it on your knee. It tells you, it walks you through how to do this. I am not a tech savvy person and this literally I had no problem with. It can monitor. You have to do a minimum 30 seconds, max 15 minutes. Downloads right to your phone or tablet or whatever you want it to. It connects through Bluetooth. You put it on and you can save a whole report. So I delete when it's normal and I save the ones that are non-normal. And I put the date and when it happened, like what time it happened, and I save it. I sent it to a current doctor that was like, oh, you're having this, this, and this, but you're medicated for that. So why is it still happening? I'm like, exactly. So that also, it's awesome. Check Me, Amazon, the best. I got one of the ionic foot soaks. I know this is debatable. Oh, it's the rust from the machine, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what anybody says. I have tested it without feet in it with salt and nothing's come. The water stayed clear the whole time. So I know for a fact it does something. I've done the test. It is, the brand is Foot Spa on Amazon. Again, I think it's $100. Comes with the machine, the basin, everything. Good to go. Do it. I do wash mine in vinegar. I soak the actual, oh my God, I can't remember the name, but I soak it in vinegar and wash the foot bath with baking soda vinegar, rinse it really good. Just make sure you do that. So I know it's trendy on TikTok and all that stuff for working out and you don't actually have to work out, blah, 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 is the vibration plates. However, I'm not doing it for get fit now. I do it for lymphatic drainage. So I found it on Amazon too. So it's the Evo Spark. Unbelievable. It's awesome. I love it. It has 3 programs. I started off at program 1 and it worked perfect for me just to get a feel and see what it would do. It definitely changes the puffiness in me for the whole entire day. I will eventually start doing it twice a day. I'm just physically not there. Then there's program 2, program 3. I'm up to program 3, but when my body's feeling too much, I will back off. It just completely, but the order, this is super important. The order you need to do it in is you do your foot soak first because that mobilizes everything and gets stuff moving in your body. You do the vibration plate for 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how you can handle it, and get everything draining. And then after that, oh yeah, that's what else I bought, is I bought oh man, I gotta go look at the brand. I will bring you with me. So I do a biomat with infrared in it. It's absolutely awesome. I do that at the very end. It is UTK technology, once again off Amazon. Actually, I will see if I can, no, I cannot turn this around while I'm videoing. Yes, so I was right. Evo Spark, and then the UTK biomat, it is purple, and then the Foot Spa. So those are the things that I do. Oh, and Check Me, that I do every morning as soon as I get up. Well worth it. And that's really it right now, honestly. I hope everyone watching this, please share. I'm going to share it to every news crew. Again, I'm going to share it as much as I possibly can. Plus, I'm also going to tag the brand of all of these things I use daily. They've helped me with the puffiness, with feeling really extra tired. I am tired by the afternoon, but it kind of just helps me in the morning just a little bit with this head pressure, but it builds as the day goes. And if I'm late on pills by 10 minutes, I can feel it. Please feel free, ask questions. I have no problem answering them in the comments, or find me on Facebook. I know a lot of these Lyme groups and chronic illness groups that I follow comment, and I will try and answer everything. And I hope to do an update depending on how I feel next week, if not sooner. And I just want to say thanks for watching, and for anybody with Lyme, I am gonna make a difference for us. Trying. Okay.